The Roman Kingdom. Rome before Rome. Rome begins as a small city ruled by kings. Not emperors, not presidents, actual kings. According to legend, there were 7 of them, starting with Romulus, the city's founder. These kings weren't just symbolic figures. They commanded armies, acted as judges, led religious rituals, and basically ran everything. But even here, power wasn't completely unchecked. A council of elders, the early Senate, advised the king, and popular assemblies still existed. Over time, though, kingship became associated with abuse of power. The final king, Tarquin the Proud, ruled like a tyrant. After one scandal too many, the Romans did something radical. They abolished the kingship entirely, and they swore an oath. Rome would never have kings again. The Roman Republic. Power without a king. The Republic replaces one ruler with many, at least in theory. Instead of a king, Rome is governed by elected officials called magistrates. The most powerful are 2 consuls, elected yearly, so no one person can dominate the state for long. Power is split. Magistrates run the state. The Senate advises and controls finances. Popular assemblies vote on laws and elections. This system is designed to prevent tyranny through balance, competition, and tradition. But it isn't democratic in the modern sense. Wealthy elites dominate politics, and constant rivalry defines public life. Ironically, this system works too well at expansion. Rome conquers Italy, then the Mediterranean, then half the known world. And that success breaks the Republic. Generals gain loyal armies, wealth floods in unevenly, civil wars erupt. By the 1st century BCE, Rome still calls itself a republic, but real power is concentrating in the hands of one man. The Principate, the empire pretending not to be one. Enter Augustus. After decades of civil war, he restores order and carefully avoids calling himself king. Instead, he takes the title princeps, meaning first citizen. Officially, the Republic still exists. In reality, Augustus controls the army, the treasury, the provinces, and political appointments. This is the Principate, an empire disguised as a republic. Emperors rule, but they rule subtly. The Senate still meets. Elections still happen. Old traditions are respected. As long as emperors appear cooperative, the system holds. For over 2 centuries, Rome enjoys relative stability, massive expansion, and wealth on a global scale. But eventually, pretending stops working. The Dominate. Open autocracy. By the late 3rd century, crisis hits hard. Invasions, economic collapse, civil war, too many emperors, too fast. Diocletian responds by redesigning the empire entirely. The emperor is no longer first among equals. He is dominus, lord. This is the Dominate. Absolute imperial authority. Elaborate court rituals. Emperors treated as distant, semi-divine figures. Massive bureaucracy and taxation. The empire is also divided for easier control. First administratively, then permanently. Rome survives, but it is no longer the Rome of Augustus. East and West, 2 Roman empires. After Theodosius I, the empire splits permanently. The Western Roman Empire, centered on Italy. The Eastern Roman Empire, centered on Constantinople. The West struggles. The East thrives. In 476 CE, the Western Emperor is deposed. Traditionally, this marks the fall of Rome. But Rome doesn't actually disappear. The Byzantine Empire, Rome that refused to die. The Eastern Roman Empire continues for nearly 1,000 years. Its people call themselves Romans. Its laws descend directly from Rome. Its emperors rule in Roman tradition, just in Greek, not Latin. Modern historians call it the Byzantine Empire. But to itself, it was simply Rome. Only in 1453, when Constantinople falls to the Ottomans, does the Roman imperial system finally end. What this evolution shows: Rome didn't collapse overnight, it adapted. From kings to republic, to hidden empire, to open autocracy, to divided rule. Rome constantly reshaped itself to survive changing realities. And in doing so, it became one of the longest lasting political systems in human history. Still curious about Rome's kings and why the idea of a king became so hated? Next time, we'll look at who they were and why the fear of unchecked power still matters. If you liked this simple explanation, consider subscribing for more Roman history, stick figure style. And if there's something about Rome you've always wondered about, comment it below and it might become the next video. This is Rome Illustrated. Stay legendary.